Oh, I'm digging this camera angle. I can like show off my books to assert my intellectual dominance, and I can show off this dumb painting to show I like dumb paintings. This is perfect. Welcome to Movies with James. Today we're talking about A Cure for Wellness. This movie, if you've seen the trailers, it looks amazing. Very vague, ominous trailer. You don't really know what's going on. You know there's like an insane asylum or some kind of wellness center. We don't really know exactly what's happening, and I like that. You don't want a trailer that tells you what's going to happen. I call it the Napoleon Dynamite effect. When I saw Napoleon Dynamite for the first time, I was in a car with my uncle. I was like 11. He's like, hey, we're going to go see Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, hell yeah, Napoleon Dynamite? What is this about? Some guy named Napoleon blowing shit up? This sounds dope. As I'm in the movie, I go, what the fuck is this shit? And it was a great movie because I was not ready for it. Trailers ruin movies, which is exactly why the Cure for Wellness trailer was great. You're like, what the hell is going on? There's something in the water, people are sick, there's a wellness we gotta find. What's going on, man? People love movies about mental hospitals, even insane asylums. We love them because we're watching them going, wow, this is terrible. I would not want to be in this situation. This is a shithole. I would not want to be here. I feel good, I'm not there. It's a feel-good movie that we're not in the shitty insane asylum. Technically, the movie's in a wellness sanatorium, but it's basically an insane asylum. Alright, so Cure for Wellness currently has a 40% on Rotten Tomato. What the fuck? Can someone explain this to me? 40%? Dope trailer, it looks awesome. Why is it a 40%? Explain this. I guess I could just read the reviews, which would be an explanation, but it's too much work, not necessary. Rotten Tomatoes is known to mess up reviews sometimes, like they gave Hot Rod a 40%, they gave Hook a 30%. What the hell are you, anti-Peter Pan, you piece of shit? What are you talking about? Night of the Roxbury has like an 11%. What the hell, you give the best movie in the world 11%? Idiots. But after watching the movie, I kind of get where the reviews are coming from. It definitely is not the movie you think it's gonna be. But anyways, A Cure for Wellness stars Dane DeHaan, a 30-year-old man living in a 15-year-old's body, Jason Isaac from a ton of movies, most notably being the blonde from Harry Potter, and Mila Goth. If you don't know Mila Goth, she's from one of my least favorite porns, Nymphomaniacs. I'd recommend it actually. It's entertaining if you have 4 hours to kill and watch people fuck. But the biggest concern of this movie was the director, Gore Verbinski. I have some bones to pick with this motherfucker. He's responsible for the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbeans, which I was cool with, but they got progressively worse, but I'm cool. The first one was great, second one was cool, third one was shit. But hey, I get it. You know, trying to make a movie about pirates not saying any swear words or raping anyone, that seems like almost an impossible task, and they made almost 4 movies about it, so good job there of Gore. But Gore is also responsible for the metastasized brain tumor known as the Lone Ranger. I don't want to discuss it. I love going to see movies that are not either from a fucking book or a goddamn superhero. I'm sick of it. I want an original script and story. That's what I want. And A Cure for Wellness, hey, it is exactly that. Well, it is. There's definitely a lot of Shutter Island and Eyes Wide Shut and like a bunch of different cliche story plots going on here, but it's originally put together, I'll give them that. So the synopsis, which you're probably unaware, and I won't give anything away because it's kind of a mystery, and I can't really speak a lot about it, but I'll give you what I can. So Dane DeHaan is like an executive at some financial firm. His CEO is at some wellness center in the Swiss Alps. He goes up there to get him to bring him back because there's some kind of merger going on. He gets up there, he gets into a car accident, and his leg's broken, so he has to stay there for a while, and while he's there, a lot of fuckery goes down. I can't be specific, but it's some serious fuckery. I'm talking old people, naked old people. I'm talking eels. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Anyway, it wraps up with him trying to solve what's going on at the sanatorium and the Cure for Wellness, as they call it. It's psychological thriller, so there's a bunch of just disturbing stuff going on. And they reign true to the disturbingness. It's very disturbing. You know, it's a psychological thriller, so it's meant to be kind of an acid trip. This movie is a bit of a DMT experience. So the goods. Number 1 thing you'll notice is the cinematography. It is beautiful. The Swiss Alps are insanely good looking. No wonder the Nazis wanted to invade them. The shots are just amazing. Everything is so beautifully constructed, it almost looks like an art piece. It's artistically made. The cinematographer, he's probably one of the best ones I've ever seen. Like, every shot is just this amazingly well lit, beautiful landscape, or just the lighting. It's just so pretty. It's very pleasing to watch. Well, when they're not, you know, doing some fucked up shit, but the intro is very beautiful. Another thing that's great is the concept, the whole idea behind it, with a sanatorium and this cure for wellness mystery going on, and Dane DeHaan at this place he doesn't really want to be, and the mysteries that involve. It's creative. It's a great concept. Like, if you were to write this down in a book, it'd be really well done. The falters in the movie are how it was put together and the director, but besides that, it's an amazing concept. Like, I think it could have been made amazingly well and got 100% almost if they had done it correctly, but it's a psychological thriller, and they try to make it some kind of grandiose, like, Avatar movie. The concept was amazing, but Gore was like, fuck that, let's anally rape this movie. And Gore proceeded to pump his loads into this movie. So the bads of the movie. This movie is too long. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes. If this movie was a blunt, Snoop Dogg would be like, this is ridiculous. This is too long of a blunt. With psychological thrillers, this movie could have been condensed into like maybe an hour and 50 minutes at most, and the whole story would have been perfect. The reason it got bad reviews, I'm assuming, is because they really just stretched out a lot of stuff they could have put together in a more compact, scary, and well-designed fashion. And with a long movie that's a psychological thriller, it's a little confusing. But me, you know, having like a 73 IQ, I was able to use my superior intellect to like piece it together. But I can see why a lot of people with lower IQs probably would be confused during the movie. A lot of little things you gotta pick up on, and it's definitely a movie I wish I could pause and rewind a lot and watch a couple times, because there's a lot of little hints. I had to read the Wikipedia article about it, but it's very complex of a movie, and it's really long, and they have very important scenes that like you gotta listen. If you miss the scene, you're fucked. And then they drag on a bunch of random useless crap, and then they finish it up. It could have been compressed and more just straightforward, but at least they didn't dumb it down. And you could tell it's not dumbed down because there's one scene where Dane DeHaan touches something and it's cold, and instead of going, ah, it's cold, like most dumb movies would do, he just does what everyone would do in real life and goes, because it's cold. You don't say, that's cold when you're sneaking around. That's a little trick I learned if you want to find a movie that's for dumb people versus smart people. If someone's alone and they touch something and say, ah, that's hot, or ah, that's cold, it's for dumb people. Another major issue with the movie is it's so self-righteous. It wants to be this super elegant and fancy movie when it's a psychological thriller. They're trying to make it be like, oh, look how clever I am, it's such a clever movie, when it's not that sneaky. The whole time in The Cure for Wellness, they're constantly going, hey, look how sneaky we are. Like, whenever there's a reveal, they'll have a really dramatic violin and then like a bunch of explanation. Like, stop it trying to be so smart. It's not that smart of a movie. Calm down, it's been done before. Dane DeHaan was a terrible choice for this movie. He's a great actor, I love him in Place Beyond the Pines, but the movie's about like a young executive who kind of is very assertive and dominant, and there's a lot of physical like things with him, and he looks too young. He looks like he could pass as a 14-year-old if he really tried. I would have cast someone different personally. And the last thing, and this is probably why I got some bad reviews, it is nothing what you think it's gonna be. I'm not gonna give anything away, but it starts out pretty okay, and then it just turns to some weird shit. I would kind of compare this movie to imagine Stanley Kubrick directing Two Girls, One Cup. Amazingly well shot, fantastically made, but it's just full of some fucked up shit. And although it looks like good, the way we're looking at it, it's still like, I'm not feeling what's going on here. I'm just not feeling it. It started out okay, but then it just went to weird shit and I can't handle it. I'm sorry. Alright, so let's rate this movie. I did it in 5 categories: story, acting, production, creativity, and watchability. It's out of 5 points each, and then we multiply by 4 to get a score out of 100. Let's go. Alright, so the story. The concept is there, but a concept is not a story. A concept is a little itty-bitty taste of a story. Anyone can come up with a cool concept. It's not hard. I'll give you one right now. Imagine it's the year 2084. Detroit is ransacked by poverty. All the parents are addicted to meth, and the kids are forced to be homeless and scavenge for themselves. So all the homeless children band together and become cannibals and eat all the older homeless people. The movie's called The Cannibalistic Street Children of Detroit. See, that's a great idea right there. A great idea. But if you don't write it down properly and make a good story behind it, it's shit. And that's kind of the movie's issue. This movie planned to be an amazing movie. The writers and the director were like, this is going to be amazing. They were planning to be awesome, and it wasn't, which makes it even worse. That's the issue. Here's an example. The makers of the Epic movie knew this is going to be dog shit. We're just making it for money. It's not going to be good. It's going to be dog shit. And they didn't get in trouble because it was dog shit. But if they had planned it on being, this is going to be the next Forrest Gump, this is going to be amazing, I'm thinking Titanic status, we're going to win the Academy Award on the epic movie, then it would be even worse. But the story is too long, it's run out. Who should you bring to this movie? Don't bring your mom. Don't bring anyone you know, because they'll think you're a weirdo. You can bring a kid to it. Kids love these kind of movies. They're like, oh my god, this is crazy, I'm freaking out. They'll love it. So yeah, bring a kid. They love A Cure for Wellness. They'll love it. It's the best movie they've seen this year, I swear to God. They're gonna go, Mom, I don't want to watch Zootopia, I want to watch A Cure for Wellness. There's a lot of cool scenes, I want to see the cool scenes, Mom. I don't want to see more dumb animals that don't kill each other in the city. It's ridiculous, Mom. Why are they all vegan? They're animals, they're not vegan. Why are they not killing each other? I have issues with Zootopia. Well, thank you for watching Movies with James. It has been a fun time. Join me next time when I don't know. I think I'm gonna do your favorite movie. All right, see you then. Bye.